What does this quiet moment say about their friendship? And kung ito ay simula ng isang kwento, what kind of bond do you think they'll have later on? Now let's watch another. What do these small acts of kindness tell you about the characters? And itutuloy mo ba ang pagpapanood to know more about them? That's the magic of narrative techniques. The way authors use emotions, memories, and structure to make stories feel real. Today, we are going to discover how authors do it and how you can spot the magic in the stories you love. Narrative techniques are tools writers use to tell a story in a clear, exciting, and meaningful way. They help make a story more interesting and help readers feel emotions like excitement, surprise, or sadness. In short, narrative techniques are what make a story feel alive and worth reading. Narrative techniques include story elements like point of view or who is telling the story, characterization or how the author shows what the characters are like, and plot structure or how the events in the story are arranged. Sound familiar? Yes. Meron tayong lesson videos about sa mga to. You can watch them again para mas effective ang learning about narrative techniques. Sa mga hindi pa nakakapanood, I suggest watching them later after our lesson video. Now let us explore the five narrative techniques that authors commonly use to shape a story. And para mas madali niyong maintindihan, we will use the story The Wedding Dance by our very own Amador Daguio. The first is flashback or pag-alala sa nakaraan. Flashback is when the story pauses what's happening now to show something that happened in the past. This helps us understand a character's feelings, actions, or decisions by looking at his or her past. In Amador Daguio's The Wedding Dance, Awia remembers how he and Lumnay used to dance together, how he built a home for her, and how she worked hard in their fields. Binalikan ni Awiyaw ang mga alaala nila ni Lumnay. Nakita natin sa flashback na mahal pa rin niya ito. Flashbacks let us explore not just what a character is doing now, but kung ano ang pinagdaanan niya sa past. Because of this, we can feel the character's emotions more deeply. Next is foreshadowing, or pagpapahiwatig o clue. Foreshadowing gives a small clue early in the story about something important that will happen later. It builds suspense and makes readers think ahead. Let us continue with the story. When Awiyao left the house to join the wedding dance, he said goodbye gently, almost like he was hiding something deeper. Foreshadowing is giving a clue that isn't obvious right away. Kapag dumating na sa dulo ang kwento, may isip mo na lang, ay, may clue pala kanina. Balikan natin yung eksena kung saan nag-goodbye si Awiyaw kay Lumay. Yung gentle goodbye pala ay clue na may something painful na mangyayari. Foreshadowing helps prepare us emotionally and trains us to read more critically. Hindi lang tayo basta sumusunod sa kwento, kundi iniisip din natin kung ano ang possible na susunod na mangyayari. The third is dialogue, or pag-uusap ng tauhan. Dialogue is when characters talk. It shows what they think, feel, and how they relate to others. It also helps move the story forward by showing conflict and emotion. Let us look into an exchange of dialogue between Awiyaw and Lumnay. You know that I love you, he said, but I must marry to have a child. It is the way of our tribe,
Am I not a woman?
she cried. Nabasa natin ang mga mismong words ng mga characters. Hindi na kailangang i-explain. We instantly feel the sadness and pain. Mas malakas ang impact kapag characters mismo ang nagsalita. Mas totoo, mas feel, at mas buhay ang story. Then, stream of consciousness or yung iniisip ng tauhan. This technique shows a character's thoughts as they naturally flow. Magulo, putol-putol, at minsan paulit-ulit. It feels like you are inside the character's mind, hearing what he or she doesn't say out loud. Tuloy natin yung kwento. Lumnay sat by the fire, confused and hurt. Thoughts rushed in her head.
I did everything. I am strong. Why am I not enough? Why?
So sa stream of consciousness, again, para tayong nakasilip sa isipan ni Lumnay. Hindi maayos ang takbo ng iniisip niya, pero totoo at masakit. Maririnig mo ang boses ng character habang iniisip niya ang mga bagay na hindi niya masabi ng malakas. When stream of consciousness is used by the author, he or she lets us feel the thoughts in the mind of the character. Parang hindi ka lang nagbabasa. Parang nararamdaman mo rin ang iniisip ng character. Last, suspense and cliffhanger, or pananabik at bigla ang pagtigil. Suspense makes you feel nervous or excited about what might happen next. While a cliffhanger naman is when the story suddenly ends at an intense moment, making you want more. Now let us read the ending of the story. Lumnay leaves the village and walks toward the mountains, holding the beads Awiyaw gave her. The night is silent. It ends without saying what happens to her. Ginagamit ang suspense and cliffhanger to let readers become a part of the story. It gives you the chance to create a meaning. Parang ikaw yung nagde-decide kung ano ang mangyayari sa character. Authors do this to encourage the reader to think, ask, and feel a connection with the story. Minsan, ginagamit din ang suspense and cliffhanger para ihanda ang reader sa kasunod na part ng kwento. Now, let us have a quick recap. The 5 narrative techniques we studied are flashback, going back in time, foreshadowing, hinting the future, dialogue, characters talking, stream of consciousness, inner thoughts, and suspense and cliffhanger, keeping readers curious. Okay, oras na naman para sa ating fish tips. When analyzing literary texts through narrative techniques, first, imagine the scene as a movie. While reading, picture the scene like a movie. Ask yourself, what technique would a director use here? Flashback, suspense, stream of consciousness? This helps you visualize and connect the techniques to something familiar. Next, try changing the technique. What if the story was told from a different point of view? Or what if a flashback was removed? How would it change the impact? This builds critical thinking and helps you understand how narrative techniques shape meaning. Third, use the why did the author do that test. Whenever you notice something unusual in a story, like a time jump, a sudden ending, or confusing thoughts, ask, why did the author write it that way? This moves you from just noticing techniques to analyzing their purpose. Fourth, look for clues in the emotions. Different techniques trigger different emotions. If you feel confused, curious, or even heartbroken, think, what technique caused that feeling? This ties emotions directly to deeper literary understanding without re explaining suspense or stream of consciousness. Before we end, let us check your understanding of the lesson. Read each short passage and identify the narrative technique used. Type your answers in the comments. Nice work today, class! Natapos na naman natin ang isang lesson na siguradong makakatulong sa pag-level up nyo sa school, life, and the future. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell para lagi kayong updated sa bago nating lessons. Pwede nyo ring i-share sa mga classmates and friends nyo para sabay-sabay kayong mag-level up. See you next time dito sa Learning is Easy with Teacher Fish.